Tina Turner, the queen of rock and roll, wasn't afraid to speak her mind. Behind her electrifying smile and unstoppable energy, Tina carried decades of pain, betrayal, and honesty that most stars would hide. In rare interviews, she opened up about the people who wronged her, the ones she couldn't forgive, and those who tested her spirit. Today, we uncover the 6 musicians Tina Turner hated most, and the shocking reasons why. From jealousy to heartbreak, from lies to revenge, this is the real story of Tina Turner's darkest moments in the music world. There's no question about who tops this list. Ike Turner wasn't just Tina's husband, he was her nightmare. On stage, they looked like the perfect duo. Off stage, it was hell. Ike controlled everything. Her clothes, her voice, her money, her life. He beat her, humiliated her, and destroyed her self-esteem. Tina once said, "I didn't hate him at first, but eventually I hated what he turned me into." After years of abuse, she escaped with nothing but 36 cents in her pocket. That moment wasn't just freedom, it was survival. Ike Turner became the man she would never forgive. Phil Spector wanted to shape Tina Turner into his own creation. He promised her fame, but he wanted control. During the recording of River Deep, Mountain High, Spector banned Ike from the studio, a decision Tina liked at first. But soon she realized Phil wasn't any better. He forced her through endless takes, screamed at musicians, and locked her in the studio for hours. The song became legendary, but Tina later said working with him was madness. She admired his talent but despised his cruelty. To her, Phil Spector was just another man obsessed with power, not music. Tina Turner and David Bowie were friends. Or so she thought. They performed together, shared laughs, and had mutual respect. But behind the scenes, Bowie was signed to the same lab. Ellen pushed Tina aside to get promotion priority. Tina once admitted she felt used after Bowie's sudden coldness. Their friendship faded, and she refused to collaborate again. Years later, she softened when Bowie credited her for inspiring him during his Let's Dance era. But deep inside, she never forgot the feeling of being dismissed by someone she truly admired. Tina and Mick Jagger shared the stage during the 1985 Live Aid concert, an unforgettable performance full of chemistry and chaos. But what fans didn't know was that Tina hated how Mick treated her during rehearsals. He was wild, unpredictable, and sometimes disrespectful. During one performance, he tore her skirt as a joke. Tina was furious. She said later, "It was supposed to be fun, but I didn't like feeling exposed." Though they made peace, she never fully forgave him for crossing the line. That night, the Queen of Rock learned that not every friend on stage respects your boundaries. Tina admired Eric Clapton's guitar skills, but she couldn't stand his arrogance. During a charity event in the late 1980s, Clapton allegedly dismissed her performance style as too flashy. Tina fired back, saying, "At least I give people a show." She believed music was about connection, not ego. While they later appeared cordial in public, Tina never forgot the insult. She felt Clapton represented the kind of rock star she despised. Brilliant, but detached from real emotion. In her words, "You can play the best guitar in the world, but if you don't feel it, you're just noise." Tina and Aretha Franklin shared mutual respect, but also quiet tension. Both were powerhouse women in a man's world, yet their personalities clashed. Aretha saw Tina as more rock, while she saw herself as soul. When the two appeared together at award shows, the energy was icy. Once Aretha corrected an announcer who called Tina the Queen, saying, "There's only one queen, and that's me." Tina laughed it off publicly, but privately she felt disrespected. Years later, she admitted, "We were both queens. We just ruled different kingdoms." Still, the rivalry left a scar. Tina's real anger wasn't always aimed at musicians, but at the men behind the desks. For years, record executives dismissed her, saying she was too old, too black, or too female to make a comeback. When she reinvented herself in the 80s with Private Dancer, those same people begged for her attention. She told one of them, "You didn't believe in me when it mattered." Tina's hate wasn't emotional. It was righteous. She proved them wrong, one platinum record at a time. In her story, revenge came not from words, but from success. During her comeback, some of Tina's early band members left because they couldn't handle her perfectionism. She demanded excellence, rehearsals, discipline, passion. Some called her too tough. Tina fired back, "You can't survive this business being soft." She hated laziness and excuses. She once said, "When people walk away because it's hard, I stop missing them." For Tina, music wasn't just performance, it was survival. Anyone who didn't share that energy, she quietly removed from her circle. Her band became her family, but only after she built it from pain. In the early years after leaving Ike, Tina faced cruel press coverage. Critics said she was finished, washed up, irrelevant. One journalist even wrote, "Tina Turner's time has passed." That line haunted her, until she returned in 1984 and sold millions of records. She said later, "I didn't hate them anymore, I just let my success do the talking." But deep down, Tina remembered every insult. The hate didn't consume her, it fueled her. Every concert, every song, every award was her revenge against those who doubted her spirit. In her final years, Tina Turner let go of the hate that once defined her story. Living peacefully in Switzerland, she said, "I don't hate anyone now. Hate is heavy. I had to drop it." She forgave Ike Turner before he died, forgave her rivals, and thanked even those who hurt her. "They made me stronger," she said. From pain to power, from chaos to calm, Tina Turner's journey was more than music. It was about finding freedom, both on stage and in her soul. Her legacy proves that even hate can lead to healing, if you survive it. Tina Turner and Elton John once shared a beautiful friendship. They admired each other's energy and often performed at the same events. But during their 1997 joint tour rehearsals, things took a sharp turn. Tina criticized Elton's piano playing and stage weight, joking, "You're too heavy to move like that." Elton didn't laugh. In his memoir, he later revealed that her words deeply hurt him, calling her a nightmare to work with. Tina, on the other hand, felt Elton's ego had grown too big. Their friendship never fully recovered. Years later she said softly, "We loved each other, but sometimes love gets loud." Behind every great artist stands a manager. But for Tina Turner, one betrayal hit hard. During the early stages of her solo career, a trusted manager mishandled money and deals, leaving her broke again. After escaping Ike, this was a new kind of pain. Betrayal not from violence, but from greed. Tina confronted him and ended the partnership instantly. She later told Rolling Stone, "When you've been through hell, you lie. Earn to see the devil in a handshake." From that moment on, Tina handled her business with sharp focus. She learned to trust herself, and never again relied on anyone to protect her. Both Tina Turner and James Brown were explosive performers, known for their raw energy and dominance on stage. But when their paths crossed in the 70s, sparks turned into a storm. Tina once said, "He thought he was the only king in the room." During a joint show, James allegedly demanded more stage time and refused to let Tina close the performance, even though she was the bigger draw that night. The two legends respected each other's craft, but not each other's attitude. Years later, Tina said, "James was brilliant, but he never knew when to share the light. It was a rivalry of pride, not hate, but pure competition." Throughout her life, Tina Turner faced rumors, lies, and twisted stories. The tabloids chased her heartbreaks more than her triumphs. After leaving Ike, they painted her as the broken woman instead of the survivor. Tina hated how the media reduced her pain to gossip. "They never asked how I healed," she once said. Even when she rose to global fame again, some headlines still mentioned Ike's name, something that haunted her for decades. It took Tina years to reclaim her story, telling it her way in her book, Tina, and later in the documentary Tina, she finally silenced the noise by owning her truth. Tina Turner's story began in pain, but it ended in peace. By the time she retired from performing, she had learned something powerful. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. In her last interviews, she said, "I don't want to carry hate anymore. It's heavy. I want light." Tina moved to Switzerland, married the love of her life, Erwin Bach, and left the chaos behind. She built a new life, filled with calm, music, and gratitude. The woman who once sang, "What's love got to do with it?" finally found the answer. Everything. Tina Turner didn't just survive her enemies, she outshined them all.